What led you down this line of work, if you don't mind me asking?
Truthfully, I was in school to be. I went to York University. I grew up in Toronto,
Mm-hmm.
uh, in the Jennifer community,
Yep.
and then I was an artist and I was into sports. I wanted to be like the first Sri Lankan Tamil basketball player in the NBA. That was my dream growing up. Right, Vince Carter was my favorite player.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
VC?
yeah,
All day, every
VC.
day? Yep.
15 on the back.
That's right.
Right, so
His is Kobe.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, with
Well, you
VC.
know,
Kobe.
Yeah,
You borrowed VC for a little bit.
yeah.
Still burnt about the Selena thing, but
Yeah. Wanted to dunk, play ball because of VC,
Mhm.
But yeah, so I was also gifted in arts. So I
Mhm.
went to like art school, and then when I went to university, I kind of was just took my parents' advice, like you could talk well, so just be a lawyer, kind of the the typical thing that like I would guess like the South Asian community kind of does.
Mhm.
So got into York University, studied to be like a criminal lawyer,
Really?
right? But like I graduated. I There was a lot of strikes and stuff.
Mhm.
So like I went to law and society after, changed my majors, and like really was juggling around so much different like confusion at that time,
Mhm.
but trying to figure it out. But I ended up graduating. But during that time, I got my real estate license, got my mortgage license, and I was doing like odd jobs to like just pay my bills, like doing construction work, carpentry, and things like that. So I kind of was um, that's kind of like my little like educational like resume. And then when I graduated, it was either I go to law school or I try to find work in the legal field. So I couldn't find work in the legal field. Then I did my first deal in real estate. Like after 6 months of
How old are you?
I was 23.
So your first deal at 23.
Yeah,
That's dope.
yeah. So I did my first deal.
Without being precise, roughly how many figures?
It was like a 5-figure check,
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
right? And then it was like in the thousands.
All right.
And then I just looked at what the lawyer made
Mhm.
on that deal. And I went to my parents and I'm like, I can go to school
Yeah.
for another 3
Now,
to 4
lawyer check is
years.
something
And
different.
I'm gonna be 100 grand in debt,
Yeah.
right? Because I gotta fund it myself.
Yeah. But you can pay that back.
Yeah, I can pay it back.
Yeah.
Or like I can work right now and hustle
Mhm.
and like help you guys.
Mhm.
'Cause like I was still with my family.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I said I can help you guys. And then my sister's husband passed away
Mm.
tragically, and there was my niece and nephew were there. So I said, you know what? My sister's like, you know what? If you can help me, and because she was in real estate,
Okay.
so she's the one that pushed me actually to get into real estate. So that should answer the question why I got into real estate.
Mhm.
It was something that was just kind of like I got put on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My sister put me on.
Gotcha.
I had to go through the courses and stuff.
Mhm.
But then I was a hustler. I knew sales, and then I knew about housing because I did construction.
Mhm.
So it kind of she's like, you'll be good at it. Trust me.
Mhm.
And I failed a lot of tests during the time because I was so young, and I was like, I was skipping university classes to go do real estate classes, and it was like I was really hustling and trying to figure it out. And then after her husband passed, I was like, okay, you know what? I won't go to law school.
Mhm.
I got my degree,
Mhm.
and let's just go full time. My parents are like, okay, you know what? Do this for a few years and then go back and be a lawyer. Their whole thing was my son should be a lawyer,
Yeah.
But then I never looked back. And I think the legal like education helped me dealing with the contracts.
Yeah.
Like I'm signing a lot of contracts with contract law, family law,
Yeah.
and things like that. So it kind of helped me in a way.
Tell me about the real estate field, because I could be wrong, but there's so much people in real estate these days. How do you
Yeah.
differentiate yourself from other people that are doing the exact same thing? Like, for example, I work at a transit company, right? So many of them on the side do real estate. Like, there's lots of transit drivers that do real estate on the side. And I'm like, there's so many of you guys. How can I choose which one
To go with.
is the right real estate agent? So how do you
Yeah.
make yourself different from other people?
I would say like I would try to put myself in front of them and talk to them. So I would if I had a chance to speak to them
Mhm.
or let them know like why they should choose me
Mhm.
if I get usually like I farm an area. So like I know that I'm not going to be able to work with everybody,
Mhm.
and I don't want to work with everybody.
Mm.
So like when I try to differentiate myself, I try to show them my experience.
That's right.
Show them that like I'll be able to like take your calls. I'll be able to see you. I have time for you.
Mhm.
I'll be able to like, cater to your needs.
Plus, it helps with your construction and your lawyer background, right?
Yeah,
A
and then
lot
I'll
of real
tell
estate
them that.
agents, a lot of real estate agents don't have that.
Right.
Don't have that on their resume.
But what I learned is that like people will just go with who. There's some people like I realize. Okay, there's people that will interview like 5 agents or 3 agents or 1 agent.
Mhm.
Like sometimes, like most of the times, I'm usually like I don't know the stats behind it, but like it's if you hired me, like if you called me to come see if okay, I'm gonna sell my house or I'm gonna buy my house, I usually get referrals.
Mhm.
So the referral network I have is big. So like even if I don't put out flyers or anything,
Mhm.
I'll still probably do 20, 30 deals a year just from like people refer me because of the service I've given them even from 10 years ago,
Wow.
right? So now when I the way I differentiate myself, I would say is like when you're buying a house from me, you're getting an experience. Like I'm gonna teach you.
Mhm.
You might become a real estate agent after because you're gonna learn so much from me. I'm gonna teach you. I'm gonna hold your hand,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna make sure that you feel like you're not getting ripped off. You
Mhm.
know every single thing that you're going through.
Yeah.
And before you even start, we're gonna make sure you're pre-approved and you know the process.
Right. So
So
going back to what you said, not only are you helping people out in their current position, but you're helping them out for the future as well, for the longevity.
100%. And
Okay.
that's what I tell them. I'm like, I'm gonna set you up right now
Mhm.
so that this, like, you know what to do in 5 years,
That's right.
10 years, 20 years, 25 years, 30 years,
Amen. Good.
right?
Very good.
So I would say I would differentiate myself, like, just to close off, is that I'm gonna like not deal with you as a transaction,
Mhm.
but I'm gonna like try to deal with you as
On a personal
a
level.
person on a
Yep.
personal level where it's gonna be life changing,
Gotcha.
you know?
Correct me if I'm wrong. You have something to
No,
say?
no, go ahead, go ahead.
Correct me if I'm wrong. So right now, I'm seeing it more like a buyer's market. Do you agree? Or
Yeah, I agree with
so
you.
housing right now to me is almost dirty cheap. Not I wouldn't say dirty cheap, but it's cheaper than it was during the COVID days.
Absolutely.
Do you think times are going to change within the next couple of years? Do you think it depends on the economy? Do you think the way that rates are sliding down slowly and slowly? Do you think we're going to get back to that 1 point level? Maybe
The
1.2.
target is like 2%. So right now the Bank of Canada is lending at
Mhm.
2.5%. So we have a rate announcement in the end of October
Mhm.
and in December.
Mhm.
So if they drop it like a quarter point, like 0.25%
Mhm.
more.
Mhm.
So if even though it's been dropping, the confidence has been dropping as well in the Canadian real estate economy with buyers,
Yeah.
right, and investors. But smart money always moves when there's fear in the industry.
Mm.
So what I mean by
Hold on,
that,
rewind. Say that one more time. One more time. Those are words of genius. Say that one more time.
smart money moves when there's fear in the market.
All right.
So
Continue.
what I mean by that is that like right now there's a lot of speculation, there's a
Mhm.
lot of fear,
Mhm.
but there's so much deals out there. There's more power of sales than there's ever been.
Mhm.
So which means that people are defaulting in their mortgages
Mhm.
and the banks are
Unfortunately.
taking their homes
Yep.
and they're selling them.
Yep.
And there's a lot of people who are in financial
Ruin.
like yeah because they've taken on too much
Yep.
credit card debt,
Mhm.
outside debt, family friends debt,
Mhm.
and because of debt, when you borrow too much, you won't be able to maintain like mortgages and other things because maybe you had a variable rate
Mhm.
mortgage
Mhm.
which went up too high
Mhm.
because it was at the 1%, like
Mhm.
1.6,
Mhm.
1.7,
Mhm.
and then it went to 6%, 7%.
Mhm.
So you could have had a payment for like $1,600
Yep.
and went up to like $7,000. So
Speaking truth.
so now so we're seeing the trickle effect of that
Yeah.
in the last 2 years.
Yeah. Would you recommend for people that are having their 5 year term come up, say this year or next year, and say they have like a 25 or a 30-year mortgage, would you recommend after this first 5 years they switch over to a variable or they do a fixed?
Right now, the the smart thing to do and what to consider is since we're seeing that the banks are projecting cuts,
Mm-hmm.
to take a variable rate mortgage. And when you take a variable rate mortgage, as the rates drop, you
Yep.
want to watch it and say, okay, this is low enough for me to say, let me go in and lock in for the remainder of the term that
Term.
I have.
Mm-hmm.
But it also depends on who you are. Like if you don't, If you want to take that risk, you could just be like, okay, you know what? Let's say 3.8% variable versus like a 4% fixed where your payments are about, let's say $40 to $60 difference, for example. You can say, you know what? That's not a big of a difference. And even if it goes down to like 3.4%, like I'm okay to take this fixed for 3 years. Well, I don't care what the market does. I'm going to fix it so that I know, because what happened was when we took the variable at such a low rate and then the market just kept for 2 years rising.
But that's kind of like an anomaly. That doesn't happen often.
It doesn't.
Right. So that would happen during the COVID time, what you're speaking of. That doesn't happen as frequently as people think.
But what I learned from that is that the banks didn't call you and say, we're going to start raising interest rates.
Of course not.
So go and lock your rate in. Right? And everyone kept calling me and saying, Jay, what should I do? What should I do? I have negative like principal, so they're increasing my amortization. I don't have enough money to pay down my principal. All I'm doing is paying interest, right? So people have lost their home value. People have lost the equity they've had from, like, if you have bought a $1.5 million house, it went to $1 million. So you put down $500,000 or 400,000. Your house is not even valued at that, right? And then you're in negative equity. So all you've been doing is paying interest. So the banks have made so much money. And the people that got caught up in purchasing in those peak times, bankrupt, consumer proposals, debt, divorce, like separation. It's caused so much.
It's a trickle effect.
It's a trickle effect. So right now, unfortunately, someone's downfall is another person's come up. So like, I just look at it like, if you're seeing properties going up for sale that went for like 1.7 and it's at like 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 4, 500, 600,000. Like some houses took millions of dollars of losses in King City, Oakville. They were in the millions, like one from 3.5 to 2.5. But then if you're looking at like the like, you know, standard family homes, middle class, which they're trying to get rid of type of thing, is like there's like up to $500,000 in like losses. And the condo market right now, you can enter into the condo market right now easily and get good deals.
So this is the argument that I'm having with my wife right now. So our 5-year is up in 2027.
Okay.
So I'm looking at it where, does it make sense getting another house, or would you want to? Because I like the condo lifestyle, to be honest with you. I don't mind going downstairs and like there's a gym, there's a convenience store, there's an entertainment room. You know what I mean? Yes, you have to go up and down elevators, but I don't mind that at all. You know what I mean? That's fine with me. So for people that are right now on the fence of whether they should be getting a condo or a house, if you're in that stage where you're just making good enough money, would you say getting a house is a better investment as opposed to getting a condo? Like, what do you think?
It all depends on what you can afford monthly, how much your down payment is, and your lifestyle, like where you are.
Yeah. So her rebuttal is condos, even though it may be cheaper, you're still paying for other stuff on the side, like parking spots or
your maintenance fee, right? Yeah, which doesn't go towards your mortgage, like your principal.
That's right.
But I would say like you don't have to mow your grass, you don't have to shovel the snow, you don't have to maintain the space, and that costs thousands of dollars sometimes, right? You don't have to fix your roof, and you have amenities.
That's right.
You have a gym, you have a sauna, you have a pool, you have security, you have all of that, right? So if you're entering the market, like it depends if you're single and if you're a couple or if you have 1 or 2 kids. But once you start running out of the space, like it all depends on the person, like, you know? So when you tell me, like, you know, should I buy a condo or a house? If you could buy a house for 400 and a condo for 400, I would say, yeah, go take the house. Because a house will appreciate more than a condo ever will.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, now the house is 400, but it's an hour away. Versus the condo, it's in the city.
Nearby your work.
It's nearby your work.
Yeah.
So should I sacrifice 2-3 hours a day in commuting, but I can come home to a home versus, boom, 20 minutes I'm home, but I'm going into a condo, right? So I would say the pros and cons is we have to weigh it out and see each person's like lifestyle.
Yeah. Real quick, sorry for
Go ahead.
real quick. So for people that have condos, right? You touched upon the appreciation value. how quickly do condos appreciate? Like say I buy a condo today for like 200 grand. Oh, sorry, 600,000. Right?
Yeah.
In like 5 years, how much would that appreciate to?
We project like right now it should be at like 5 to 8%
Mhm.
appreciation. But if you see like certain years might have like a more of an appreciation than other years.
Mhm.
But right now you're catching, if we start from today, if you were to purchase a 600,000 condo today,
Mhm.
we're comparing to what is sold in the peak time.
Mhm.
So we know that you're getting it for lower than what it would have sold, what it did sell for. So we're projecting that if the rates drop and the demand grows and the economy picks up and
Mhm.
the inflation goes down and employment rises, like the employment is low, unemployment is low,
Mhm.
we should project like 8 to 10% for the next 5 years,
Okay.
right? So we can say maybe it goes up to like 750, 800, but if it's a 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom,
Mhm.
and the square footage in the location,
It's not a good deal.
right?
Yeah.
So it's not a good deal. So people will look at me and be like, oh, okay, you know what? If I buy for 600,000, that's all I could afford. I don't want to leave the city.
Mhm.
I don't want to buy a house. I can make 200,000 profit. But then I tell them the maintenance fee plus the interest is probably going to be like that 200,000 profit that you think you're making.
Mhm.
So when you calculate profit, you got to calculate your carrying cost and then minus that from the profit that the gains, the capital gains you're making,
Yeah.
which is exempt on a principal residence.
Mhm.
So the home that you buy and you live in, you don't have to pay capital gains on
Okay.
in Ontario.
Uh, I guess what some people do, I guess this would be the most smart thing is if you're able to maintain the house that you're in right now, and possibly purchase a not a rinky-dink condo, but a mediocre condo and then
Yeah.
rent it out,
Yeah.
that's money on the side fee. That's extra income, right?
It has to cash flow.
Potential,
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like if you're buying a condo,
right?
right, for like 600,000,
And then
for
you're renting it
example.
out to say some college students.
Yeah. So you got to put 130,000 down
Mhm.
on a 600K. You're taking a 470,000 mortgage. Your payments might be like 2,500 with maintenance fees. Let's say your expenses are about 3,000 a month.
Mhm.
That condo has to rent for 3,000 a month to break
So you
even.
make that even.
To make money from it, it's got to rent for more than what your total expenses are.
But 3,000, that's pretty much average for what people are paying right now.
Yeah, so you got to make sure you're getting a 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom, 800 square feet and up with a
Gotcha.
parking, right? And the location has to give you that rental rate.
Mhm. Mhm.
So if I look at it like this, real estate could be a liability or an asset.
Mhm.
A liability is when you're putting hundreds of thousands of down.
And you're not
It's
getting
a lot of
anything.
money.
Yeah.
And let's say if you're not breaking even, like it's zero, then it's just nil.
Yep.
Right? We're going to place it as just, we're going to bank on it rising up in appreciation.
Mhm.
But if you're now paying like, if your payments are like 3,500 and you're only getting 3,000 for rent,
Mhm.
you're paying 500 out of your pocket
That's
now.
right.
So now that becomes a liability,
Mhm.
right?
Plus any things that goes wrong, like any damage that you have to
Yeah,
pay
or
for.
the tenant, what if you have a tenant issue?
That's
Or
right.
if there's a leak?
I know somebody that went through that same. I'm not going to name any names, but I know somebody that
Yeah.
went through that.
Yeah,
And
it's a
unfortunately,
nightmare.
It's an extreme
Yeah.
nightmare, and it was an unfortunate situation. So,
But I think like I just want to mention, like, you told me that you're in a condo and you're thinking, okay, we have a renewal coming up in 2
I'm in
years.
a house.
You're in a house.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're in a house and you have a renewal coming in 2 years. You're maybe thinking like, okay, you know what? Should we buy a bigger house or do we, like, I don't know where you are, like downsize or upsize or
The goal in life is to always upsize.
Okay.
Right? But obviously, like you said, you have to what you touched upon. You have to look at where you are in life at that point in time.
Okay,
Everybody wants to upsize,
definitely.
right? But
Do you have a basement that could be rented or is it already rented?
it's rented. It doesn't
Okay.
have it's not a legal basement, whereas it doesn't have a side entrance.
Okay.
Um,
But you're getting an income from the home you have.
that's right.
So if you want to get a next property, let's say, right?
Mhm.
Don't buy a condo. If you buy a condo and it breaks even, flip it in 2 years. If it goes up 100, 200,000,
Got you.
because you didn't pay nothing after you paid your down payment.
That's right.
It carried itself.
Mhm.
It went up.
Mhm.
You sold it.
Mhm.
You paid your capital gains.
Mhm.
You made some profit.
Mhm.
If you want to build like real wealth, like long-term wealth, try to get like a multiplex unit, like a home that has like upstairs
Yeah.
and downstairs,
I think we were talking about that.
right?
Yeah.
Where now you put 150,000 or 130,000 down,
Mhm.
but you're making like maybe 1,000 a month.
Mhm.
Now that can pay your that you take that money and pay down your home,
That's right.
or you just have an extra income, $12,000 extra income a year,
Mhm.
right? Which can be like a vacation, or like, so that's how you invest smartly. Like personally, I would buy a condo just because how low it's gone.
Mhm.
If I can get a really good deal,
Yeah.
but I'm more so like, if I buy a property, I don't look to sell. Like if I'm buying something, I'm looking to hold. So it has to generate. Like if I put 100,000 down, I need a thousand a month. And
It's funny that you have the mentality because call it, I guess, I'm in the generation where, see, our parents,
yeah,
I don't know if your parents are the same, but when they bought a house, they bought to keep for a long time.
exactly.
I think this newer generation, they're all about flipping, buying, flipping.
Yeah,
And
they want the instant gratification.
that's right.
Right.
Now, I don't know if, to me, that's very risky, right? Especially in the market that it is right now, because you're not guaranteed you're going to make a substantial amount of money back. Plus, looking at the repairs that you have to do in that house, right? You have to keep up with that. Where is your mindset on people that continuously flip as opposed to people that buy a house and they stick in there? Like, which?
Like I have clients that buy and like they buy and live there, and they sell every 2 years,
Yeah.
because they're working regular jobs, but the money that they make from their home is what they kind of like do all their extra stuff with, like invest in stocks and crypto and businesses and their children.
Is that a safe route, you think?
Um, it works for them,
Okay.
right? Because like their kids are grown,
Mm.
and they don't have to like moving and like selling and going. It works for them.
Okay.
So like if you have 2, 3 kids and you're changing schools every 2, 3 years, it might be a little tough.
Yeah.
You might, even though you're making money, you're not really establishing a foundation for your
Stability.
kids, like
Yeah.
your kids, right?
Yeah.
So I think it all depends on like your goals in life, you know?
Yeah.
Like my goal personally is to be mortgage free, right? Because if something were to ever happen, or the economy like
Crashes.
crashes or something happens, most people are paying rent or mortgage.
Yeah.
So now if you don't have like a mortgage and you go to work, or something happens to you, you don't need to try to figure out too much, because now you're not paying $3, $4, $5, $6,000 a month to keep your home.
Yeah. You have
Right,
some
so-
sort of nest egg that you can
Yeah.
rely on.
And I tell people renting is not bad, but as long as you invest your money. Like I have clients that rent, but they have 2, 3 properties. So the thing about home ownership is like you don't need to live in the home you own.
But Jay, we live, the Caribbean background. Like
No,
the Caribbean
100%.
parents are like, you gotta own this piece of land, you gotta own this land, you
Right,
gotta own this land.
right.
You can ask any Caribbean parent; they don't really believe in renting. They believe in, I guess, it's because of the background that
Yeah,
they grew up in.
yeah.
I don't want to, slavery has a part to do in it. So when they have a chance to own land, they see that you have to hold on to that and don't give it up,
Yeah.
as opposed to continuing to pay someone else to live on
No,
your
no,
roof.
I agree. But like as I got older and I got kids and family and stuff, and then seeing what happened with them, I've been through 2, 3 crashes now, right? And I just, when people talk about profit, they don't deduct the interest that they've paid to the bank, and like the carrying costs and the maintenance. So I tell people, I'm like, investing is you have to know how to invest. Like a home, to me, that you live in is not an investment,
What do you
because
mean that? What do you mean?
you're going to work,
Yep.
and how much of your income is servicing this home,
A good portion.
right?
Yeah.
So how is that an investment? You just have a home that you love, that you live in, and that you enjoy, but it's
When
not.
you can.
Yeah, when you can.
Yeah.
But if you keep it for like let's say you're on a 3-year term, like you have 2 more years left, how much interest is going to the bank? How much, like the bank owns more of, the goal is to be owning more of the home than the
When the
bank does,
That's right.
right? Then it can turn into more of a, that's why I tell people, I'll ask you guys a question, I'll revert it to you guys, right?
All right.
If you guys, let's say you had $500,000 owing on your mortgage right now, right? And you win $500,000 lottery. 2 options I'm going to give you. Would you pay off your mortgage in full, or would you buy a property that gives you enough income to pay your monthly mortgage?
So my initial answer right away would
With
be
a
to
big
pay off,
one.
pay off my mortgage.
But the smarter one.
Okay,
That's
that's a good
that's
answer.
my initial answer.
That's a good
Yeah,
answer.
yeah.
How about you?
Remember, this thing has been hanging over your head for
No,
a
no,
while.
okay, that's your answer. What's your answer? Let me break it down a little bit. Like you're buying
Number
another piece
two
of.
would probably be the smarter one, because you can still continue, you can still pay off and still keep making money
Okay, so you're gonna go
with
with
it.
number 2.
I go with number 1.
There's no.
If I'm
right-
thinking of it right, no, if I'm thinking the right way of it, I would do number 2. I'd get
Okay.
another property and make
And that-
money off that to help pay off
Pay
what
it.
I have, and
Right.
then once that's paid off, I can still continue because I have
Now you have 2 properties.
I have 2 properties.
Yeah. Okay.
I can still live in my one
Yeah.
and do what I want with the other.
That's fine.
Smart.
So I think both answers are like, it depends. Like your thought process was different than his thought process, right? Like I look at it like as you get older, like you might not want to take on like maintaining a property.
Yeah.
And like it takes like knowledge and skill to like buy the right investment.
Mhm.
But I did a survey the other day and I asked about like 25 people the same question, and the ages was about 25 to 45, and everybody said buy a property that brings in income to pay off the monthly payment on their mortgage.
Jerk.
Right?
No, but I get what you're, no,
But
I
looked at
I
the
would
age
go with
group.
yours
I looked
too.
at the age group, right?
Yeah.
And they want to build their portfolio, create like they want to buy another property and have an income generating. They were okay to carry debt.
They got
That was
time.
like the consensus. Like they were okay carrying debt, hustling, working.
Because they look at the time.
Yeah, but then the guys that were older
Yeah.
said,
Paid it
no,
off.
hell no.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
paying off my mortgage and I'm mortgage free. I can retire.
Yeah.
Whatever I'm bringing
And
home,
that's where I'm going from.
whatever
That's what
I'm
I'm saying.
bringing
Like,
home
it all
now
depends, yeah.
is my income that doesn't need to go to my house,
That's
and I've saved on all this interest that these guys are gonna pay, which
Yeah.
I don't have to pay.
Mhm.
So when we talk about like age group and the decisions behind the answers,
Mhm.
it's the stages in life you're in.
Yeah.
Which so that's why I wanted you guys to, if I get that same money, I'm paying off my house.
No, that
Right?
it's
That-
like either
but
answer.
before, if
Either
you asked me
answer.
this question 5 years ago,
Mhm.
before I got married and all
Mhm.
that, it was for me, I would have been number 2.
Yeah.
Buy properties here, there, and get income, this and that. But then I started to look at the numbers and be like, okay, you know what? This doesn't make no sense.
Mhm.
Pay off your house as fast as you can.
Mhm.
Because once you pay off your house, all the
Everything's-
money you're making now you can save, now you can invest,
Mhm.
and you can do other things than real estate. Like Bitcoin outperformed real estate in the last 10 years. Think about that for a second. Right? There's other avenues that you can look at
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
have created millionaires and billionaires. But everybody reverts back to real estate.
Yeah.
So once they make that money in stocks, Bitcoin, and all these things, they go buy multiplexes, plazas, things that generate like real income.
Yeah.
Right? So that's what I'm saying. Like there's no right answer. It all depends on the stage you're in.
Yeah.
Right?
Because
Where
I
you
definitely
feel
would
like,
be the first one too.
oh, my house is paid now. I'm going to work. I'm happy. At the end of the month,
Because I
3,
know
4
what's coming. Yeah.
yeah,
it's
now my
mine.
income is there. Like, what do I do?
Exactly.
Like you can actually plan to
Right?
do
Now
something
the
and
rental
do it.
income, you're like, do I need to rent this or kick out my tenant? Right?
Yeah.
So now you get more money.
Yeah.
So once you can save more money, now you can invest. So the key here to everyone is like, once you can start saving money and you can be debt free, then you can start investing.
Yeah.
Knowledge. Jay, knowledge.
Right?
One piece of advice that you would give, just one final advice you would give new home buyers going into the market right now, if you had to pick one thing to do.
Home buyers. So I would say get a FHSA account, like first home buyer saving account. So you can save $8,000 a year up to 5 years to 40,000. And when you withdraw the money, it's tax free and it's also tax deferring account.
Okay.
So you can write that off each year. It works differently than TFSA and RRSP. So it's like if those two combine with their benefits, you got the FHSA account. You can go to your bank and open that and put your money in there. The only downfall is that you can't, like if you already have 40,000, you're ready to buy a home, it can't all go in there at one time. They have like a contribution limit. So what I would say is have a GIC, open cashable GIC, and put like some of the money in there. Put the money in FHSA account. Put some money in, if you have money in your RSP, if you have an employer that contributes to it. It's good to have a registered account because they match your contributions.
And GICs are relatively safe, right?
GICs are relatively safe.
Mhm.
They accumulate like they accrue interest at like 3.5 to 5%.
Mhm.
So your money's not just sitting there; it's growing a little bit.